Why are we here?
I want to know a little bit about Patient Lounge as a band, where we've come from, where we're going.
Good
Where
question.
we've been.
Well, the boring shit that we always say in all the fucking interviews back in the day is Zach and I met when we were in primary school. We grew up in a small country town together, blah, 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 blah. We met playing in church together.
Really?
Brought together by God.
Brought together by the... Wow, my boy. Yeah, that was fucking crazy. And then he had...
Crazy shit happened back then.
Yeah.
Crazy shit happened.
Don't talk about any of it.
No.
Well, oh, you know what? Fuck you.
You can make your own assumptions with the Catholic Church. Thank you very much.
I don't know what you think about that, because I agree, so...
Well, I will in fact tell you a story about that time that always makes me giggle when I think about it. Is I was a big fuckwit, and I also didn't give a fuck about the church. I was doing it, I think, just as an opportunity to jam.
Okay.
And I remember after doing it for many, many weeks in a row, one of the old ladies or whatever came up to me and was like, "God, it's so nice that you come down and you do..." Because I was at boarding school in Brisbane at the time. "It's so nice you come down and you play this, it's so good. And I know that you're not that into the church and you're doing it just because you want to help us out. It's so great. And I think that's great, Nick. But I know you're not that interested, but picking your toenails and cleaning your toenails out right at the front of the church and everyone can see you. Maybe just save that for before or after mass." I was like, "Oh shit, man! Everyone can see me," because I would just on the electric drum kit and my pluggers, and I'd just fucking be yapping on about some shit. I'd just be like,
Wow.
"I can clean that shit." Oh yeah, for weeks. Didn't even clock that there's like a congregation. This is a big church too. Full
proper.
So
You
you
come for the sandwiches.
I
big time.
think that's just good etiquette, regardless.
Not
Where
to
you
pick your
are.
toenails. Yeah, you're right.
You know,
Well, came back to get it
Let's come back to get it later on. That's actually, that one was much worse.
Yeah.
You gotta tell that one too.
Well, it does. Thank you for the reminder that apparently I didn't learn my lesson from that. And 10 years later, was in our old guitarist, his car, and I must have been chewing my nails without thinking about it. And the next day, we got a fucking message in the group chat being like, "His fucking nails are all over the footwell."
Like,
of my
fairly
car."
pissed off, really.
Oh, he was very, very, very upset. So, understandably, it is fucking gross. But I was very angry with him for being angry with me. I was very upset. "You fuckwit." What he said to me was, "Just clean them up. There's like fucking 5 nails there, bro. Just done. Why do I gotta hear about it?" Anyway. But I'm over it.
But it's gonna be
ultimate defense.
It was
It's
the
an
next
aggressive
nail
offense,
victim.
even when you're in the wrong.
So, watch out.
Watch out for nails.
Old Mickey Nails, I used to call him back in the day.
You'll find them in your Birkenstocks next.
Oh, yuck. So,
Not going down that road.
that's how we met.
You bonded over
Yeah.
that. Okay, cute.
Fucking
Okay.
hell.
And then I joined you at boarding
Yep.
school.
Yep.
With the priests. And then...
The first songs we played together, we played at a gig at Wirrak, the
Warwick swimming
indoor-
pool.
Yeah,
Sounded much more official than Wirrak. Yeah.
that venue.
Pool.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
So and then
We
yeah,
played. The songs we played is important because it makes sense for later.
we played Joker and the Thief.
Yes, we did. You used to do the solo behind your head all the time.
Yep, just like Andrew Stockdale.
Oh man.
And we also played Live and Let Die
Gunners. Yeah,
by Guns N' Roses. Fucking awesome song. We should
And-
add that to our covers list, by the way. That song rules.
And bloody what was the other one? Time. Muse. Dun, dun,
Oh,
dun,
shit.
dun, 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 dun. Time is running out.
Really?
Yep.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, we played that.
And there was one other, and you said to the mic or whatever, "Yeah, we're just gonna have a fucking bit of a jam. There's just a riff. We're just gonna jam it out." And the mate we were playing with at the time, whose name I now forget, said, "Don't ever fucking tell people that you're just jamming on stage. Just play the thing." And I was like, "Oh shit!" And I've remembered that forever.
Really?
Whenever we've been like making shit up on stage in any of the bands, I've always remembered to tell the front person, like, "Don't tell them that we're making this up."
Was that Chris?
It was Chris.
There you go.
Interesting.
Used to run I Probably Hate Your Band, which
Yeah.
is actually a really good website.
Yeah, the opposite of the fuckwits we were talking about the other day.
Yeah.
Oh, that I'm going to talk about in the future.
Oh, brilliant. So we met, we jammed, blah, blah, blah. Many years later, we played a bunch of music together, blah, blah, blah. Started a band.
Yep.
Where did you come in?
About 20 years later.
You stalked, insisted, annoyed,
Oh my god.
poached,
Wow.
and then just told me
Yep.
that I had to learn the song. So it started
Sounds horrible.
working together at uni, and
Yeah.
he said, "Hey, have you listened to the songs?" I went, "Oh, it's not really my thing." Like, okay, cool, fine. Then the next week,
Really?
"Hey, what do you think about those songs?" Like, dude, it's really not my thing. Oh, that's totally cool. No worries about it, buddy. Then the next couple of weeks, some stuff happened and people left. And you went, "Oh, there's like you should probably learn the bass part." And I went, "Why would I want to do that?" See ya, bye bye. Come on, come
This
on.
isn't a real story.
Have you learned those? Dude, I told you I haven't learned anything.
I mostly believe it. Did this
And
happen?
then, yeah, I remember it happened outside of the milk factory the last time. And then you went, "Hey, have you learned all the songs?" I went, "I haven't learned one." He goes, "Well, you're in the band."
You better learn it. How's that assumptive close?
That was, yeah.
Yeah, and I was, "Oh,
Shit.
I gotta learn them." And then now I'm here.
Still hasn't learnt the song.
What an art of persuasion.
they're on to me.
There's some lesson in there. There's a lesson in there. I don't know
Yeah.
what it is.
Never
yet.
give up.
Never give up. Never surrender.
That's wild.
That is wild. I didn't know that.
Galaxy Quest?
That is unbelievable that
Very
you knew what
solid.
that was.
Please that you knew what that was. Thank you.
Your turn.
Well, I had like the opposite experience to you.
What's that?
She was begging, begging, please let me
I
in.
was not begging. I manifested this. So we were playing
wanted
it
this.
in a different band, in another covers band.
Yeah.
And I came to see you play, and I saw you, and I saw you, and I was like, holy shit, this is amazing. I remember literally saying that. I think I posted about it on Facebook because I got a memory not too long ago. Facebook. And then I remember dropping in your ear after one of our gigs, like, hey, if you ever want backing vocals, I'd be super keen. Then I left it. But in the back of my mind, I was like, I'm going to get myself into this band no matter what it takes. And then...
That's so hot. Oh my god.
And then I remember I broke my foot and you had a gig on. I was like, I'll literally come and sell merch and sit behind the counter because I can't stand at your gig. And you're like, sure. And then like 3 weeks later, you were like, hey, would you ever want to do backing vocals for Patient Lounge? And I was like, yes. And that's how I'm here.
That is fucking incredible. You are incredible.
Thanks. I am. But no, and I did this side note. I did another thing similar for I'm in the Obscure Orchestra.
Yeah.
I remember seeing them live at Le Boîte Theatre, and I was sitting in the front row, and I was like, I'm going to get into this orchestra. I don't know how, but I am. And 9 months later, I was singing at Woodford with Obscure Orchestra.
How did you do that?
Like, what was the actual path?
Yeah.
I don't know. Oh, one of their fill-in vocalists was going to be away for Woodford, and she knew I came to this show, and I've been raving about it, and she was like, oh, you know, I think you'd make a great addition. And then I ended up having lunch with Matt, and he was like, do you want to be our full-time vocalist? And I was like, yeah. So I literally manifested that, which sounds woo-woo, but I don't give a fuck. That's how I feel
what's the
about
next
it.
manifestation? What's the next step?
I don't know, I gotta think about it. What do we want?
Quick.
Right now? Oh my god. For Patient Lounge?
For you, and then we can just be a
For-
byproduct of that. Yeah.
Let me think on it,
That
and
might be a
I'll
stronger
answer that at the end of the
manifestation.
episode.
I love it. I
Yeah,
love it.
I'll feel
Oh,
that.
stay tuned to the
Stay
end to get
tuned.
through to the answer.
That's good. That's
Yeah.
good from you.
Yeah.
So anyway, so then what happened? So we forced him. She manifested us, and then beautiful. And then
here making this podcast.
well, because this happened, and then we spent a year, I think. So when did you start playing?
I started
with us?
playing at the end of 2022.
Holy moly! When did you
Just
start?
at the end.
It would have been
Ish.
Yes, correct. Because that was
It's like August.
by when was the gig with when was the launch for Hard Truth? Because
That was in November, because I remember I
2022
lost my
November.
voice. Yeah.
Yeah, and you sang with us for that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was, and that's when we got Eric and Tom up on stage.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. Was that gig? Was-
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I remember, because I hadn't met Tom,
Yeah.
and he was walking up on stage and like, I'm sorry.
For clarification, Tom is our original bassist.
And I felt so sick afterwards because he got off the stage, and I remember I was going to tap him on the shoulder and be like, "Oh, sorry, it's for the band only." And then I was like, "I'm just going to nod." But in my brain, I was like, "Oh, sorry, kid." Like,
Sorry, kid.
That would be hilarious.
Oh,
but I didn't. So no shade, Tom.
And then she
even though
got
I've
up
never
and
met
started
you.
shredding
Yeah, and I was
you.
like,
Cool.
"Okay, he obviously knows you, man, so I'm going to shut up."
He wrote all of the songs.
Thanks, Tom. You
Cool.
made me a fan, so.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, well, so we did that 2022.
Yeah.
2022 to 2023, we're just, probably for like 8 or 9 months, right? We were just going, awesome, let's get gigs, let's do all this.
Yeah.
We had the whole thing with, we thought we were going to get shows because we had a management agency, we had an awesome booking agency, and we thought it was all just going to pop off, and it just wasn't, right?
Yes, no, it just didn't.
Was that 2022 or 2023?
That's 2022.
Okay, yeah. So 2023, we were like, awesome. We'd just gone through all the management stuff and that kind of thing. We were like,
Who
no.
were fuckwits, by the way. Spoiler warning. Fuckwits.
Yeah, we'll get to that. And then, and then 2023 happened, and we'd been fucked around with all that stuff. And then we were like, awesome, let's just try and do this EP and see what happens. So we did the EP. It was awesome. Got a lot of traction, but we didn't get any shows. That was always the goal was to play more shows, and we just couldn't. We were grinding really, really hard, trying to, make a bit of noise around getting more gigs. But we kind of realised Brisbane and Australia is just not where our scene is. That was the big thing. We realised a lot of our streams are coming from overseas. We play shows in Brisbane, but we end up just playing the exact same shows over and over again. Hence why we did the junk bar thing, because we were just playing at, 100 to 300 capacity venues and playing to the same audience every single time. Because there just wasn't... The Brisbane music scene's pretty dead at the moment, unless you're in a specific genre, which we are not.
Yes. Yeah, and the solution to which was, well,
Move online, baby.
yeah, if all the world's a stage when you're on fucking YouTube. So we've spent probably the last like 12-ish months writing.
All
this
of
fucking
2023
incredible album.
was writing. No one knows we've got an album ready to go.
Oh, we'll bleep that bit out.
No one. Yeah. So yeah.
Yeah,
No,
because
we have a.
we've been
What?
absolutely
Gonna-
grinding behind the scenes. Absolutely grinding for the last year behind the scenes to get something really, really cool out. And it's all about to come to fruition. Finally.
Finally.
Finally. Now you can say finally.
Thank God.
Oh, you
Yep.
fucking.
Finally.
So, which means that what are we actually doing?
Mer-
Is that what we're doing? We're talking about what we're doing?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
the specifics of what the fucking man. Yemen.
Sana.
Capital of Yemen.
Yemen.
Well, what we're doing
Yeah, we've got
is
an doing this. too.
uploading fucking heaps of content all the fucking time, mostly to YouTube. Well, our focus is YouTube. As many long form pieces of content as we can. There's going to be shit that fans of our music have told us that they want, and so we're just giving them as much of it as we possibly can, and then putting even more of it behind the cheeky little paywall. So all you got to do is just give us a bunch of money, and we'll keep doing this forever.
You get to see our nudes.
Yeah, man. Yemen.
Sana.
So maybe an interesting question is, okay, this is a good question. When you guys think about, because we're a couple of weeks away from launching this
We
whole
are.
thing that we've been talking about and planning for a couple of months now. It's been a lot of work going into it. There's a lot of anticipation, I think, within all this. What's going to happen next? What's going to work? What's not going to work? What is the voice in your head that's telling you that it's not going to work and that is scared and that wants you to give up? Is there a specific thing that it's saying that it's scared of? Or a specific thing that it's telling you is a shit idea?
Okay. I don't think it's not going to work. I think it's just going to take a little bit more time than we've estimated. Because growing online takes time and consistency. And we've got the consistency part down, or at least we've scheduled for that. But I think it might take a little bit more of a runway than we've anticipated for, and I don't want us to lose hope in that runway, because I think it's easy to think, oh, we'll just post stuff and then we'll get followers and they'll start paying from the get and we'll just exponentially grow from there. But that exponential growth, even in that, has little ups and downs, and right as we're starting, I don't want us to be discouraged by the little lulls and peaks that might occur
By
before we
getting
start to
200
take
views
off.
on the entire first cycle.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Which isn't unlikely.
Yeah,
100
super
of them tick.
likely.
Yeah. Or like one person yeah. Or one person subscribes and it's like me. Or my mum.
Yeah.
Or more, you know what I mean? So I don't want to, like, this formula that we've got has worked for many other people. So there's no reason why it shouldn't work for us. It just takes time. So that's what I'm thinking about.
Do you, when you think about that, the possibility of that being troublesome to our brains, of not achieving what we want to achieve, not achieving the output we want to achieve in the amount of time we've projected for it, what does one do about that? What do you do about that kind of thing when you're faced with that dilemma? That was a difficult question to ask.
It was, but I'm going to simplify it in my response. And as cheesy as it is, I think you just have to enjoy the process of doing what we're doing. So I am not necessarily focused on our outcome. Like, our outputs are all these things. Our outcome is the overall impact of, you know, having X amount of money per month and therefore being able to travel to Brazil, I assume, and playing cool shows, which I assume is the end goal, right?
Sim.
Take that as a shit, that's it.
Muito legal.
See.
And I think the point being that we're not in it for that, right?
No.
Because if you're in it for that, you're gonna get negged out on the amount of time that you've
It
got.
takes.
Whereas if you're in love with the process,
Exactly.
all you've got is time. If
Yeah.
it takes 40 years, but we love what we're doing every single day, then who cares?
Who gives a
Exactly.
Who gives a fuck?
I think it's great to have as a North Star. Like, I would be lying if I said I'd be discouraged if we never played a live show again, regardless of wherever in the world that is.
Yeah.
But I still do and must love what we're doing in the interim before we can do that.
100%. My goal,
Otherwise, yeah.
yeah, I'm no longer motivated by, like, the goal for me is not to do this to get live shows anymore. I think it's probably the same for you.
Go on, tell me more about what your goal is then.
The goal is, I love going to the cabin and writing music and getting to create. That's the fun part. And all we're doing now is we're documenting that process. We're documenting the process. It's the fun part.
Yeah.
So, like, we get to take people along on that journey, and if we're still doing this in 4 years' time, but we've just written 4 albums worth of material, I'll be stoked. That's the input. And I don't care if we write 4 albums worth of material that I love and no one gives a fuck about. Who cares?
Well, why are we bothering with YouTube then, from your point of view then? We can just go having a write.
And this is to dichotomize that.
Yeah.
Yeah, look at that.
Oh, you better cut out the reaction. That was way less impressive.
Yeah, to dichotomize that,
Multi-syllable.
right?
Dichotomize isn't objectively a great word. We
Yeah.
can celebrate wins.
To dichotomize that, I fucking lost my train of thought.
Sorry.
But to dichotomize that, I'm 100% in it for the money because I want to be able to do this and do nothing else. That's
Yeah,
why we're
right,
YouTubing,
right.
right?
Okay.
It's not like, I was saying to Teet the other day, anyone who says that they're not in music for the money are full of shit.
Right.
Because if they want to make music their full-time thing, they've got to be in it for the
They've got to
money.
make it so.
Otherwise, I'm not in it for the fucking money. I'll just continue my fucking shitty job that I fucking hate and do music 2 hours a day.
Yeah.
It's like, fuck that.
Yeah.
Be in it for the money and actually make money, like, do it so that you can make money and spend more time doing the thing you love instead of living like a fucking crackhead.
Oh,
Feel
mini-
like a fucking crackhead.
Exactly.
What is living like a crackhead?
Living like a crackhead, right? Like, literally living in a fucking shithole house, living in something that looks like fucking housing commission,
Yeah.
and living fucking week
I
to week,
get it.
and probably, like, the only difference between rich people doing drugs and poor people doing drugs is it's cool when you're rich.
That
It's
is
not
facts.
cool when you're poor. If
many-
you're doing fucking meth and you live in a housing commission, you're
It's not a
fucked.
vibe.
You got some shit to work out.
So-
But if you're doing cocaine and mushrooms and you're rich, you're a cool cunt.
It is.
You're an entrepreneur,
Isn't that wild?
That's fucked.
right?
Yeah.
So let me ask both of you a question then,
Yeah.
or three of you, all of us a question. I love performing. Like, I love
Yep.
gigging. I live to perform. I've figured out. I love music, but a huge part of that is being on stage.
Yep.
So, if your personal North Star isn't necessarily getting to play shows, how
Yep.
do you quench that thirst of not... I mean, I guess
Yeah,
you do
I love
perform
that.
at the cabin,
I love that.
technically,
Yeah.
but it's not the same as, like, even the experiences I've had so far at P Lounge, like playing at the zoo and playing for our single launch, like, I freaking loved those.
I
Even
love
playing
those
at
too.
Greaser
Yeah.
was insane. And that was not on the same level as you guys had done before I joined.
Mm.
And that motivated me even more to stick it. Well, not that I'd ever thought about leaving, but cemented in my mind that being here was the right decision for me.
Yep.
In my musical
Because
journey.
you had so much fun on the show.
Yeah, because
Gotcha.
I'm pushed to perform at a level I haven't had to before.
Yeah.
So then, what do we do about that?
So I completely agree, but I just knew that I had to change my North Star because if my North Star wasn't aligned with what we were doing, I would, in 6 months' time, exactly like you said, I'd be feeling like shit because we'd have put all this work in. And we wouldn't have got those results that I thought we'd need to get. We wouldn't have been playing that 6th show in Brazil that we said we'd be doing. So I realised I had to change that North Star and that goal to something that aligned. So I had to fall in love with another part of the process. So I think it's just coming to terms with, like, the whole point was to just come to terms with, if we never played another live show again, I wouldn't care. And then that mindset is what's helped do what you said. The fear that you said just before is your biggest fear. It's not a fear of mine because of that mindset shift that I had.
Okay. How about
Seem
you, Matt?
dissatisfied with that, Trish.
I'm not dissatisfied. I just have not shifted my North Star, I guess.
I think-
and I don't know if I want to.
Yeah, well, that's a very, 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 very good point. What does performing... Hold on. Let me clarify. We're definitely going to play fucking awesome shows, right?
Oh my
Like,
God.
if
Unless this all crashes and
this
burns.
doesn't work at all, then we're not going to do any of this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So fine, whatever. But when this goes really well, which it will, we're going to get hit up to play cool shows and we're going to play cool shows. Sweet. But, ignoring that for a second, what is it that performing gives you? You know what I'm saying?
I think it's just the adrenaline rush. I don't know. I mean, that's reductive. It's the adrenaline rush, but every time I'm on stage, particularly a stage I haven't been on before, like I remember the first time I performed at QPAC. I was fully in flow the entire time. I've never experienced anything like that.
That's awesome.
I was so euphoric, and as corny as it sounds, I remember standing on that stage and I was like, I'm fucking meant to be doing this.
Yeah.
I've never had that feeling about anything else, other than maybe the first time I ever sung in front of people and I was like, oh, I'm actually quite good at this.
It's the best feeling ever.
It's the
Hey?
best feeling. And to have people, like, applaud you for that. And it's not the praise, it's just, like, it's, one of the very few circumstances where I've known 100%,
This is
like,
where
I'm
meant
going to be, similar to, like, when I actually sat down and watched you guys perform or saw Obscure Orchestra and I was like, I'm going to get in. I don't know how, but I will. It's the exact same feeling times 1,000 because I was singing to, like, thousands of people, songs I'd written, which was insane.
That is fucking insane.
And so, and I can't replace that, and I don't want to. So that's
Well, you don't
why
have
I'm
to.
performing.
We're going to get it happening. We're going to get it happening.
So we can add it to, like, I need it.
This
Sound like crackhead.
Watch out.
Yeah, but a high dem one, so it's fine.
Yeah. I think we agree. I 100%. Like, I think I've had done enough great, really, really good shows, like playing the Tivoli, the Trifford, a bunch of cool venues.
Fortitude Music Hall.
Fortitude Music Hall, but then going and playing a whole bunch of fucking shows like
Yeah.
Breezer and Tomcat, and it was just like, man, it's like,
fall out of love with it.
Discordant.
yeah, it just fell out of like that. Unfortunately, playing those shows, as much as it is fun to do that with the crowd, like, it's so much fun going to the cabin for me
Yeah.
right now. So I'd love if we got hit up to play a 6 show, getting to perform to the right people. That would be fucking incredible.
Okay, well, here's how we can quantify this exactly.
Right.
If you were in a situation, we had a cabin date booked in,
Yep.
right? And then someone calls up and goes, hey man, we have a 2,000 capacity venue that wants you to come open for them or whatever. It clashes with the cabin.
we're going to be the 2,000 show venue,
Oh,
right?
thank start.
But if Tomcat hit us up and said we're going to Friday
Get
night,
in the
right?
bin, get in the bin, get in the bin.
Correct. So there's a where's the line?
We do love
Yeah.
you, Tomcat. Sorry.
Where's
Yeah.
the line? Yeah, but it's just because we've done that
Yeah.
heaps.
Yeah.
We've done that so many times. It's like,
Yeah.
cool. It's not going to do the thing anymore for us.
Yeah.
It's probably actually even do a disservice to our. It does a disservice to us and our fans if
Yeah.
we do it too much as well.
I feel like I'm going to completely get this or paraphrase this wrong, but you sent me that book, or you sent us all that book, Pick Your Enemy,
Yep.
the enemy book,
Yep.
around like creating a business plan and knowing who you're.
Choose
and
Your Enemies
Choose Your
Wisely
Enemies
by
Wisely.
Patrick Bet-David.
Yeah, plug, sponsor us. Anyway, and, somewhere in the beginning of this book, it speaks around once you've conquered an enemy, you need to find a new one to keep you going.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
And it sounds like, even though these venues are not our enemies, what it sounds like you're saying is we've already conquered that hill of playing local great shows.
100%, yeah.
So that is no longer a field we
great
need to
way
be
of putting
playing in
Correct.
because it's not doing us the service.
Not a Goliath anymore.
Yeah, that's the phrasing I was
Yeah,
looking for.
we're David, baby, and we're going to make sure that when we do get that next Goliath, we're ready to conquer it. The plan is to do this, keep doing what we love, and make money out of doing what we love. That's much better than doing something because you think you'll love the end result.
That's a beautiful way of
That
phrasing
is
that.
a beautiful way of phrasing
Zach Ether.
Exactly.
Put that on a
fire.
fucking plaque.
Yeah.
Yeah,
what you
so
love.
it reminds me of a little bit of the Atomic Habits, James Clear thing of like, when your habits are good, time is on your side. Time is now your ally.
Yeah.
When your habits are bad, time is very scary.
100%.
Like, if we create a process that we love, then
Time.
the more
is our
time
ally.
passes, the better, because we just get to spend more time doing fun shit.
Yeah,
It's like,
100%.
a whole year's gone, and people who do shit they hate are like, fuck, an entire year went. People who are doing, hopefully, next year we're going to look back on it and go,
That year was so good.
how sick, man, I can't wait for the next
Yeah,
year to
yeah,
disappear, because it means I'll spend another 12 months doing fun shit.
Yeah, 100%. Yep.
Right?
Absolutely.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Thumbs out.
Okay, so, I had a so. We just talked about what our plan is.
Yep.
We
Do what we love.
Do what we love. Do what we love.
Do what we love to make money.
Here's the question. That was all in response to the question I asked you about what's the big fear? We're about to launch something big and scary. What's the big fear in your head? Yours.
I don't know.
What's the big fear
Yeah.
about doing what we're about
What
to do?
we're about to attempt, yeah.
A lot of it was what Trish started to say was if things don't go well or to expectations, it's just going to feel like it's going down the shitter and it's just taking so much time
Yep.
like doing this. But I can't say that because Trish said it so eloquently. So what I will say,
is awesome. This is quality radio.
is
Have you ever had a dream?
it's the me trying to stall to make up the rules.
Just
of
the rules
yeah.
of words. Yes, exactly what I was thinking of. I'll tell you exactly what my biggest fear is.
Handrail. What is it? I don't have an answer. Trish just summed
That's
up everything I wanted to say.
Great, so well done, Trish.
So beautifully.
Well, let me tell you the one that pops into my head when I think about what's about to launch. Immediately, the anxiety hits, and what I'm afraid of, and I know it's stupid, but this is what keeps popping into my head, is we're doing some pretty weird shit, and we're doing stuff that is going to be primed to be ripped on by other people.
Such as who? Who do you think's going to rip on us?
Who and what? What are you talking about specifically?
That's an interesting question. This podcast,
Yeah.
as a, for instance, people are going to talk heaps of shit about the fact that we're doing a podcast. People are going to talk heaps of shit about the reframes. They're going to be like, did you hear the fuck how they butchered Ski Love? That's fucked, bro. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I guess the original music's nowhere near as good as it used to be.
Yeah, all that kind of thing. Actually, I'm less worried about that for some reason.
Yeah.
But it's just the fact that we're doing, I say, a different type of content. Like it's all content other people have done. It's just that none of it is anyone around us here people in our circles and in the circles that are attached to our circles
I've seen this too.
have done themselves.
That's right.
Do you know what I mean? So it's just different,
Yeah.
and so people are going to reflexively talk shit about it, and that's the fear pops up, and then I go, but I actually don't give a fuck what they think because I know it's a good idea. Except if it doesn't work. If they talk shit, they're like, oh, fucking basically I'm starting a YouTube channel, bro. Oh, cringe, that's so lame.
And then fail.
And then if it does,
and they're right.
seppuku, dude, fucking get me out of here.
Not where I thought that was. You know what? It's funny that that's your fear because that makes me really excited. Because I am firmly of the belief that I never want to be doing what everyone else is
Yeah.
doing that's regular and boring.
Yeah.
And even if I fail doing something absolutely crazy,
Yeah.
at least then I can say I've done something fucking crazy and cool. And have you? No. That's a win in my mind.
What would I say? There was something I said the other day.
Okay,
Your desire to defeat the enemy who thinks we're going to fail has to be stronger than the desire to give up.
oh, that's in that book too.
Is in that book. So that's the thing. You've got to basically, you've got to be more afraid of.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
good reframe of like when that little voice of resistance pops up and goes, oh man, people are going to talk so much shit about it.
You're going to
Then,
fail.
like, thank God they're going to talk shit about it because that's going to be so much motivation.
Yeah, your motivation to
To
prove
not
them
fail.
wrong
Yeah.
has to like.
It'd be
Yeah.
much worse if people didn't talk shit about it because then I wouldn't have anyone, I wouldn't have an enemy to prove wrong.
Yeah,
I'd be
100%.
like, please someone tell me this is a stupid idea so that I can prove to you that you're a fuck with. That happened with that van so many fucking times. That van is only done, genuinely, is only finished because I thought, I don't even know if this is true or not, but I was convinced that everybody in my life who knew I was working on that thing thought it was a fucking silly idea. I was just about to say a Patreon exclusive word, but I held it in.
The R word.
Yeah.
Rebellious.
A rebellious idea.
It's funny because when you were doing that van, I thought it was super cool.
That's awesome.
But I honestly think that for anything great that's been made or designed or invented, there have been haters along the way that have
For sure.
said, so if in 3 or however many months' time, there are a throng of people being like, oh, Patient Lounge, why are you doing that? It's so lame. That means we're on the right track.
Yeah, I agree.
So I hope it
100%.
happens.
I agree
Yeah.
with you. It doesn't stop the voice popping up.
Oh,
the,
no.
The rebuttal is, yeah, well, if I want uncommon results, I need to do uncommon things.
Fuck you. I'm going to prove you wrong.
Fuck you.
Exactly. And I'd rather fail at doing something that I truly believed in, even if it was uncommon, than going along and doing regular schmegular boring ass shit because everyone else is doing that. Why
Yeah.
would I want to do that?
So the enemy will be very, very clear when someone who has a little bit of credibility tells
Talks a bit
us
of
we're
shit.
fucking stupid.
Yeah. We should send it to Dicko.
Yeah, he would. He'd tell us we're fucking R word.
Rebellious.
Oh, Trish. We've solved that fear.
Yep.
The fear is actually a massive asset. Reframe, toxic positivity. Let's go.
Yep.
What did we say? We weren't using toxic positivity anymore.
Yeah, you're right. I say it in jest.
So, wait, remember last cabin before last?
Yep.
I don't remember. It wasn't toxic. Ruthless.
Ruthless positivity is way better. Okay.
Sounds also cooler.
Yeah. It sounds like people are going to have a problem with that, and I like it.
I don't care.
Ruthless positivity.
Ruthless positivity.
Yeah.
Your turn. What scares you?
Okay.
My biggest fear.
I
Big
love when
boot.
people do that. It's so nice when people boop you.
You like the little boop? Boop
Yeah,
action? You want to come
yeah.
get a boop?
I'm not getting that right.
Oh, man.
Oh, said like that. I want a boot.
You want a boop, bitch?
So
That's
you-
not going on the page.
Crawl on over, get a bit of boop action.
Crawl.
Yeah.
Brutal. Yum yum. So my biggest fear, I think, is losing. It's really hard to find the right people to put on the bus. Is losing people off the bus. That's my biggest fear.
Just such a great leader, Zach. That's such a beautiful
You are a
answer.
great leader.
Stop it.
I love saying stuff to you and then you like stop it. I'm like, I really like complimenting you because you are a good leader.
Oh, thank you.
And that was a great metaphor. And at first I was like, what bus? And then you have the overall bus that is this.
Well,
Yeah.
let's explain the bus/boat metaphor for the people that don't know what it is.
Yeah.
I feel like bus is somehow safer, but okay, go on.
What's that? You like bus?
No.
I like bus.
The bus, it comes from awesome
Boats,
book.
crucial.
It's from a book called From Good to Great, and
I know
by
this
Jim
book.
Collins.
Yep.
And basically, the whole concept is you want people on the bus you're going to enjoy the adventure with. Basically, what I said, the metaphor I used just before. Because if people are only on the bus for the end goal, the destination, then they're going to get pissed off and leave when you don't get to the destination, which is basically just
What you were
exactly
saying
what I
before,
was
yeah.
saying.
Yeah.
Damn it.
No,
How's that damn it?
it
That's
reinforces.
awesome.
Yeah, it's cool. Yeah, so that's the idea, right? Is if you've got people who are on the bus, we've had people in the band previously who are only on the bus for the fame and glory.
Yeah.
2 years down the track, when we haven't approached fame and glory because we're 20 and we actually have no fucking idea what we're doing, they get off the bus because they were only on it to get there. But if you've got people on the bus that are there for the ride and not the destination, then the bus is going to be a great time. But the caveat to that is everyone needs to have their ticket for the bus. You can't have people on the bus who won't fucking buy a ticket because they're freeloading and they're gonna slow the bus down, right? If you've got too many people on the bus. That's why the boat analogy is good, because it's like everyone's got to row the boat.
Oh, okay.
If you have some fuckwit not rowing, that's annoying.
Okay.
But even worse if you have some fuckwit who's
Chucking an anchor out.
Yeah, rowing in the opposite direction,
Yeah.
splashing the person in front of them.
Yeah.
It's fucking all's pretty.
This boat's so fun.
yeah. Or this boat sucks. I don't want to row. I want to go over there.
Yeah.
That shit.
Yeah,
Fucking
100%.
drains you.
Exactly. So everyone's got to buy their ticket on the bus. But the scary thing is if you've got a great bus and everyone's really fun, if someone wants to jump off, that would be a fear.
It becomes very scary. You're so right. You're so right. This is the first time, maybe, I think I feel comfortable saying that I feel like we've had a boat full of people rowing in the same direction. Yeah, I think that's
100%.
the first time that I've ever felt like that.
Exactly. If
Makes you want to cry, but I'm not going to. That's so cute. I
Yeah.
love rowing.
I love rowing.
row. For e.g., if Teak goes, actually, nah, fuck this shit.
We'd be so
We're
fucked. We'd be so fucked.
we're gonna be stuck in the middle of the ocean. Like, oh no.
Straight up.
Yeah.
We were rowed out to the middle of the
Yeah.
ocean. It's like, hey, boys, we're just about to fucking cross the Bass Strait or whatever. The fucking current's going crazy. Helicopter. Fucking ladder comes down. T grabs it. See you later, boys. Shark. We'd be fucked.
That's exactly what would happen. So
No,
please
you
don't go.
So much sincerity, please.
Please don't go. But it's true for all of us. Where there was some difficult moments a couple months ago when it felt like Teak and I, we were all on the boat rowing, and then Teak and I yapped at each other. It's when you were in the States. Teak and I were yapping at each other, and we went, whoa, we're rowing over there at the moment. Let's row over there, and let's use these new aluminium fucking thing, and just completely changed everything, and didn't tell anyone about it. And basically was like, well, didn't tell anyone where we were going or how we were getting there. And I was just like, okay, everybody, the way we're rowing, just stopping doing that now. You're doing it this way from now on. And you better fucking do it. I wasn't going to bash over the head of us all.
No one liked that.
And no one liked it. So weird. No one liked that. And there was a difficult few months when I don't think any of us were having a good time. But now we're in a position where we all know, I think, we all have a very clear vision, and it's a consistent vision of where we are rowing and why we are rowing there and how we're going to get there. And so the fucking boat is just going through the water, you know what I mean?
Correct.
Instead of like that little moment where I was going like this
And we're
and everyone
going
else
this
was
way.
rowing the fucking other way, and I was, what are you guys doing? Oh shit, why are you so cranky all the time, man? Because you're rowing in the wrong direction. What do you mean we're rowing in the wrong
Tell us
direction?
where the road took us.
Where are we going? Oh,
Yeah.
over there. There's nothing over there. You just don't see it yet. But now, yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks for not
And then
leaving.
everybody got wet.
Yeah, you're still wet
Sitting on
somehow.
towels.
Yeah.
I just get out of the boat.
Yeah, this is what happens when you try and leave the boat. You fucking
You
jump.
never wanted to get on the boat, and now we can't fucking leave.
Now we can't leave. We'll get all.
Can't
Yeah.
smack something up.
Yeah.
I'm here now. I am wet.
We went those songs out. Oh no.
It's like, boom.
I haven't learned the parts yet. Get on the fucking boat.
Fucking boat.
Oh, I don't have an oar. Get on the boat, Matt.
Yeah, literally. Poor guy. He just got
That's normally not how you should put people on the boat, by the
Yeah.
way. That normally leads to people not wanting to be on the boat, but Matt just complied. Like, oh, it wasn't fair.
He was just walking along the beach. We were all preparing the boat. Whoever the previous rower fell over dead of dysentery, and we fucking went. That cunt walked up behind you with a fucking Hessian sack. You're on the boat now. Paddle, 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 paddle. We're in the middle. Pull the sheet off. What am I doing? Well, we're in the middle of the ocean now. You better start rowing.
And I woke up to this. 1, 2, 3, 4.
That's basically is what happened because
That's
what
what
would have been. There's a gig in 3 weeks, bro. You better start learning those parts.
It was Bed by 9.
True. It's just like we're playing the gig.
It was Bed by 9. It was like, hey, do you want to join the band? Cool. So we have a gig in.
You better start learning.
First start learning all the songs. All right.
That's awesome, man.
Good.
You're welcome.
That's a fun gig
Yeah,
too.
thanks.
You're so,
Thanks, buddy.
so welcome.
So that's our fears. That's a good title for the video.
That's a great title.
Yeah.
That's who we are, and that's our fears, and we're gonna smash them, and it's all gonna start. Well,
If you think we're going to fail, let us know. Put it in the comments.
oh,
Yeah.
such a good point.
Yeah.
Can't please
You
talk
think-
some shit.
Talk some shit. Fire us up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tell us what your name is. Tell us where you live.
Yeah.
Insult our mums.
Matt will send his Wog Mafia about. Fucking. Is that making it in?
God.
Yeah, that's
The W word.
Is that Patreon? Is that a Patreon word? That's such a great term for a slur. Is
Patreon term.
Is that a Patreon exclusive word, Nate?
That's where we keep the 6 out of 5 words.
Ooh.
They do. They incite a feeling when you say some of these words.
Yeah.
That means it's a
Yeah,
powerful word.
have a crack. Let's see what feeling comes out.
Retard!
Anyway, we better wrap this up before things get more silly.
Before we do,
Yeah.
Trish had a bombshell she was going to save to the very end of the
Holy
episode.
shit, that's a big fucking lot of pressure. Oh, yeah. They asked you some question, you said you were going to come to it later. What are you going to manifest next?
Stay tuned for episode 2.
That was very smooth. That
Yeah.
was very smooth. All right, cool. I'm happy with that.
Well, got to tell us start episode 2.
Great point.
Manifestation.
Yeah,
All right.
that's a great.
Thanks for coming along. Mwah. Bye.
Kiss,
Bye.
kiss.